Right. Now, what I quickly want to show you is the power of the ReportsAI platform when it comes to ESG and sustainability reporting. So one of the toughest parts about reporting is always collecting the data and checking for data quality. So in the ReportsAI platform, you can manage all of your report projects in one place. See my report projects. So if you're an organization dealing with lots of different report projects with lots of different timelines, this is how you can stay on top of all of that and ensure that no deadlines are missed. So if we have a quarterly sustainable finance and ESG compliance report, for example, I can click into that. You get this nice dashboard, see how many days are left, tasks, how much data has been uploaded, etc. And you can now create tasks to collect data from people within your organization, the data that you need to then complete this report. So, for example, we need stuff on the KPI framework, on the portfolio data set, on branch sustainability and ESG operational updates, for example. So if I just click into this one, because this is actually an Excel file, so you can actually upload files of all types to the ReportsAI platform, and it's extremely good at extracting all of the relevant data from Excel files. It won't leave any of the context behind. So I've now added this loan portfolio data. If when I then mark this task as complete, this evaluation automatically happens, which is checking the quality of the data that I've uploaded against what's been asked for in the task specification, and just to check whether there's any kind of gaps and inconsistencies within the data. And it also even give you next steps that you should address based on the data that's been uploaded. And by doing all these checks at the point of data upload, we can catch out any mistakes at the early stage rather than later on when you're actually getting into report generation, when it's kind of too late to address any errors in your data. So it also knows like risks and open questions, things like the data integrity, portfolio health, etc. So this is super valuable, and that will happen both for if the person who created the task can come evaluate the task whenever they want, but also the person completing the task gets some instant feedback on how well the data that they've uploaded is actually completing that task, and they can make any edits at that early stage. So now if I just jump back to the project, when I created this project, I also gave complementary documentation. So this basically acts as the reference point. You can think this is a KPI doc. So all of the other data that's getting uploaded to this project is going to get referenced back against this KPI doc. So you can think of each report project as its own individual container containing all of the data relevant for that particular report project. And the complementary doc, as I say, is the reference point that data is all getting referenced against, both to produce dashboards and to generate reports. So let me quickly show you what the dashboard looks like. So you see, as the KPI doc is the reference point, it's measuring, okay, where are you with all those KPIs that you're looking to measure based on all of that data that's been uploaded. And there's quite a lot of data that's attached to this project. There's Excel files about the overall portfolio, there's a bunch of Word docs, there's interviews, there's all kinds of different files. But the ReportsAI platform is able to take a very in-depth view of all those different file types and get to know the context in the context of this project and give you very detailed dashboards like this, even pulling out top achievements, key risks. So you can get a very quick look at the progress on a particular project, and you can pull out insights very quickly as an organization, and this enables you to make smarter decisions in real time. So you have those live dashboards, but you also have this chatbot down here if you want to ask about any specific information within this project. Again, this chatbot here has access to all of the data contained within this particular report project. And then once you're happy with that, you can then generate a report, which you can then choose a report type, which I created this report type myself. You can customize everything within this platform. So whatever type of report you want to make, you can make your own report types. You set the description, the compliance requirements, etc. So I've built an optimal report type here called Quarterly Finance and ESG Compliance Report. And if you're concerned about formatting, you can also create your own templates, which then keep a very particular formatting. And then you can just generate. I want to show you all the generations get saved in my drafts. So if you want to come back here and collaborate on these drafts as a team, get them to where you want them to be, then that's all possible within this platform. And you can come here and chat with AI, request validation. You can share it with people as well, even people external from the platform, so they can open it within ReportsAI, and then that means that they have access to the chatbot where they can just talk to the project rather than having to read the whole thing themselves. They could just chat with the project here, ask for key summaries and things like that. So you get this lovely report output, and again, these are very detailed reports. These aren't surface level like you get from a lot of other AI tools. There's multiple steps going on in the background with ReportsAI to ensure that these outputs are extremely detailed and actually of the level you need them to be valuable in sending to auditors, etc. And I just want to quickly show you, because what I did was I created this report, this ESG report within ReportsAI, and then I used exactly the same data and exactly the same prompt to do the same in ChatGPT. And I actually gave both reports to ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to be the judge of which report was stronger. So let me quickly show you what that looked like. That's what it looks like here. ReportsAI, ChatGPT, and now I'm asking for a comparison. The verdict: ReportsAI's ESG report is materially stronger. It's more evidence-based, more audit-ready than what we would expect. So we're really making sure that what goes on in the back end in ReportsAI produces reports that actually reach the bar needed to be reached to actually be useful within an organization. Because that's kind of the drawback of a lot of these surface level generic AI tools, is that they're mostly giving you kind of summaries and surface level insights, whereas you can see we give you actually deep insights into all of your data, even if it's a very large amount of data, like what I've done with this particular report here. And this is now an editable doc, so you come in, make whatever edits you want, collaborate as a team, insert comments as you need to. Use the AI chatbot here. You can ask AI to help you edit. You can use these shortcuts, turn content into a visual, for example. Actually, the visuals are really nice, so maybe I'll show you that. Like this section, turn that into a visual. And then there's other stuff you can do as well, which I'm going to show you. You can convert, you can use file and export to Word if you want to get it to leave the platform. You can share it with other people, like within the platform, and or share it even as a link to someone, and it will open up in the platform for them so they can see it in this editor. They can leave comments, they can use a chatbot. And you can also convert to other media types. But let me jump back to that in a second. Okay, so this visual is ready to go now. Oh wow, it's super detailed. So just insert that, and yeah, you can get really awesome infographics and visuals like that. And it's as quick as that to generate them. You just highlight sections, say turn it into a visual. Or if you use the AI chatbot, you just ask it to create whatever visual you want. If you want it to create a chart, anything like that, you can do within this platform. So super powerful, super easy to use. But as I was getting onto, is that you can convert into other media forms. So it just takes all the data within here and converts it into whatever communication style you prefer. So if you want to turn it into a presentation, for example, it's going to look like this. This is that exact same ESG report, but as a presentation. So if you need to quickly present your findings to someone, you don't have to faff around making a pitch deck yourself. There's going to be one ready to go within a few minutes, and you just convert it into that. And then the same for dashboards. So if you prefer to have your findings presented visually, you can just turn that same doc into a dashboard. But there's also options there that you would have seen for text summary, audio summary, podcast, even social media post. So yeah, super powerful platform. So as I said, within like reporting, within my report projects, you're able to manage the full life cycle from creating tasks, so organize a project, then that you got data collection, then you've got checking for data quality within that, where it flags any inconsistencies, etc., and then processing all of that data into either dashboards, into reports, and then from there into pitch decks and also other dashboards or podcasts, etc. So really, really powerful platform. And that's not even the most of it. There's a lot of other things that it can do, because I would just quickly touch on knowledge bases. So this is essentially where we're allowing you to curate your institutional memory as an organization, which all I mean by that is that you can just save data here, and these can be any file types. So you can create different knowledge bases, or essentially folders. So you can dump in huge amounts of data, and then we extract the data points, and then you can then interact with those using the chatbot up the top. So I think of this as the memory, and then this is the brain, the chatbot is the brain, where you're now going to interact with the memory. So I've only created one folder of like knowledge base here, which is a bunch of FCDO research papers. And if I want to chat with this knowledge base, I just click there. You see it takes me to this brain at the top, the chatbot. You can just select which knowledge bases you want to speak to. So you could be speaking to multiple ones if you wanted to. And then you can ask super in-depth questions on that. So what are some interesting solutions for agriculture in East Africa that should be applied more broadly? It's going to take everything that's in the FCDO research and give you very deep, detailed analysis, but also quote and reference everywhere where it got all of that information from. So that way you can quickly access the source of every single piece of information. So everything is verifiable within here. And also to note, you get to choose whichever AI tool you want to use to interrogate your data. But this is all in a secure environment. So everything that happens within the ReportsAI platform, there's absolutely no training on your data. So you can ensure that your data is very secure within this, your instance of the platform. You're not leaking anything to AI tools. Whether you're generating reports here, or you're using the chatbot here to interrogate data in your knowledge bases, all of your data is secure. So yeah, extremely powerful tool. If you're interested, please reach out to us either on LinkedIn, or you can get me at archie.brixton@reports-ai.app, or go to reports-ai.app, the website here, and you can actually log into a 2-week free trial. So if you want to have a play around with it, just log in. You've got 2 weeks to play around without having to pay anything. So yeah, let's speak soon.